What is up, YouTube? I'm back again with another video. So today I'm going to be reviewing these Vietnam Jungle Boot style boots. So what I mean by that is that although they look like Vietnam Jungle Boots, they are actually not. These are reproductions from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Probably just the 70s and 80s. I think by the 90s, reproduction Jungle Boots adopted the Panama sole. But anyway, so these are reproductions. So back in the day, surplus stores, much like surplus stores today, sell like Fox Outdoor Jungle Boots and Rothko Jungle Boots. They sold reproduction Jungle Boots just like they do now, except back then they were a lot higher quality, and instead of Panama sole, they were the original Vibram sole. These ones are pretty worn. Well, I mean, I've seen worse, but they'll work. Saw these on eBay. They come up often, and snagged them for about $50. Not too bad compared to the price of original Vibrams, so I'll take that. They are, so the specifications of these things, they're just like the originals. They had canvas with the nylon reinforced uppers, nylon reinforcements on the side, leather. They probably have a steel shank in there too. 9 eyelets, just like the original ones. Their soles on the inside are different though. They don't have any stamps, just has someone's name, Goodrich, on both of them. There's no manufacturing stamps left over anymore, just a size stamp. So I don't know who made these. And that's the same for the other one. Except on this one, its seam is tearing apart from the leather a little bit. But these are real leather. Polish them up just like the real ones, and they don't feel as cheap as modern day knockoffs. Rothko ones will say Rothko right there. So yeah, I'm really excited to have these. These started production, I think, so first they had the Okinawa boots, which looked like World War II boots, the double buckled with lace and green canvas uppers, and then pretty much just advisors wore those, and then they switched to the first pattern Jungle Boot, which actually featured no canvas upper, and the nylon reinforcements on the collar here and on the heel were actually black leather. So it had black leather all the way up to here and then around. Those are pretty hard to find. You're probably going to be spending... right now there's a pair on eBay for like $1,000, so give or take that. I honestly don't see them pop up very much at all. And then second pattern Jungle Boots had... they look just like this, except they did not have the... What am I thinking here? Yeah, I think it was... Yeah, they look just like this, except they didn't have the nylon reinforcement here. And then, of course, they did feature the Vibram sole, just like the first pattern ones did. And then the third pattern, like this, they had the reinforcement nylon here. And these are the most common ones that you find. And then for the fourth pattern, they made them the Panama sole, which is what's the most common boot, Jungle Boot. Even though the Vibram soles are pretty much the only ones accurate for Vietnam reenacting. So, now that I have a review of these ones, I'll show you guys modern knockoffs. So these are Fox Outdoor Jungle Boots. I've had these, I know the years in here. So they were made, come on, in 2012, made in China. There's the inside. No stamps. Very light green compared to these ones, which is almost like a brown. And the nylon reinforcement is pretty much about the same. I think it's a little bit thicker on the old ones. They still have the same 9 eyelets, except these have the Panama sole. These are 10 regular. These are not made out of leather. I don't know, I mean, I polished these once, and like the polish, I used kiwi, and like the polish like flaked off. I've never seen kiwi do that before, so I never figured it out. It's almost like a plastic is what they used. These things usually fall apart within 6 months. I had a black pair in middle school, and they were like, they were my, I guess, default boots. Like whatever was going on, I always had those boots on, and yeah, they fell apart within 6 months. I actually had a second pair of these, and those fell apart too. So these are my replacements, and this was way back before I really got into buying on eBay and antiquing and stuff. So to come across original jungle boots just wasn't very common, you know. And we had a mom and pop store that actually sold some of this stuff, so it was great. But yeah, I just have these around just for my original boots. You know, this is what I had growing up. But yeah, I mean, obviously these ones are a lot higher quality. I actually cut my black pair apart once to see if the steel shank was actually in there like the tag said. And the only steel shank in here is about maybe an inch wide and only goes to there. So better not find any punji stakes with these. But no, I mean, they're, you know, if you're just into airsoft or just getting into reenacting, I guess you could get those. I know some people would rather wear repros and mess their repros up versus their originals, and with the Vibram soles, I totally get that, you know. But so now I compared them to those modern reproductions. I wish they still made the knockoff jungle boots with the Vibram sole, but it totally makes sense why they don't. I mean, the Panama sole is just so much more iconic, really. So now let's compare them to original jungle boots. So these are my 1989 dated boots, 10 wide, unissued. So compared to the coloring, neither of them are really quite like the originals. This is like a darker OD. The nylon is thicker, a lot thicker, and pretty much the same Panama sole, just like on the Fox Outdoor ones. Of course, the classic sole on the inside, just like that. Yeah, so there's kind of the variations of jungle boots, but the main review is just for these. So what I'm probably going to do is, for my marine impression, is since these are just reproductions, I mean, they don't necessarily hold a whole lot of value as it is. I think what I'm going to do is going to take my seam ripper and take off the nylon upper here on both sides to make them the second pattern jungle boots, because for my U.S. Marine Corps impression, I can't really find M51 boots, and if you do, they're probably not going to be in your size, and if they are in your size, depending on condition, it should be really questionable as to whether or not it's really a good idea to use one of those for actual reenacting or usage. Personally, I wouldn't. But since these are just reproductions, hey, why not? I don't usually recommend taking stuff off, like the pockets on second pattern M55s, just to make them look like the first patterns. I wouldn't do that. Just like some people take original patches off of original tops just to put their own patches on them. Like, really? So, like I said, I usually don't recommend that, but since these are just reproductions, I feel like that's kind of the pass on this one. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, just go and let me know, and as always, have a nice day.